What's up YouTube? I hope you're having a great day as always. Now look, there's a lot of videos that I have planned for this channel, but believe me when I say I needed to make this video. So considering Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball character, we're going to talk in some pretty decent detail about all of his forms, starting from weakest and working our way up to the strongest. We're going to be covering Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super Vegeta because, to be honest with you, for me, GT is not really a vibe. And also, it's not canonically part of the Dragon Ball universe, so I do tend to leave it out. And we're going to cover anime only because not everyone is a manga reader and I do want everyone to be able to enjoy this video. Okay, so when we first meet Vegeta, he's chilling off-world with his best boy Nappa, R.I.P. And he coincidentally finds out about the Dragon Balls through Raditz' scouter right before Raditz dies. So Vegeta, searching for immortality, makes his way for planet Earth. He does time his arrival with a full moon. It doesn't really go to plan, but you'll find out why soon. And so because at this point, or any other point at Dragon Ball, Vegeta's pretty much a bad guy, right? So Goku and his group of powerful friends do everything they can to try and stop Vegeta from number one, taking the Dragon Balls, and number two, blowing up the planet. Because that's what Vegeta does for fun. And so for most of this battle, Vegeta's in his base form with his black hair because that's all they know at this point. Well, except for their Ozaru form, but we'll get to that. And because back at that point in Dragon Ball Z, they used to measure each other's power level through a really advanced piece of technology that they wore over their eyes called a scouter, which gave them a numerical reading of power. So we're going to use that as our main metric for this video. Now at this point in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta had a power reading of around 18,000. So if we compare this to Goku at the time, who was sitting around 5,000 or so, Vegeta was massively stronger than Goku at this point of Dragon Ball Z. And this is a pretty big deal for Vegeta, let's face it. And considering Saiyans get stronger through combat and through near-death experiences, which they have a lot of to come, both Goku and Vegeta's power levels increase exponentially throughout the series. So Vegeta's power level ends up being around 4 million by the time he's ready to become a Super Saiyan, and by that point I feel like numbers don't really mean shit. But before we get to Super Saiyan, because I know that's where you want to be, we're just going to jump to Ozaru form real quick. So every Saiyan is born with a tail, which gives them the ability to transform into an overpowered, stomping, chest-beating great ape just after staring at the full moon for a bit. Or in this case, he actually just created a ball of reflective light that acted as a moon, which was an incredibly good move on Vegeta's part, considering their battle was in the middle of the day. So great apes are 10 times stronger than that of their base level, and they don't really have any special attacks other than shooting ki waves right out of their mouth. You don't want to get in the way of one of those. And also, considering Vegeta's one of the elite and he's very well trained, he's actually able to maintain his consciousness during his great ape transformation, while many others do become mindless and turn relatively berserk. We do see this when Gohan transforms into a great ape under the full moon while training with Piccolo, albeit Gohan is 4 years old, so he's not really as well trained as Vegeta. So the Ozaru form, or the great ape, has one humongous weakness, and that is their tail. So once Yajirobe sliced Vegeta's tail off in the middle of a battle, Vegeta's tail was good for nothing other than a nice furry belt. And this is actually the last we see of Great Ape Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. He does make an appearance in GT, but as we've said, it's not really part of this video. So you know what's next on the list. Super Saiyan 1. The beautifully bright power boost that takes them 50 times that of their base level. It also gives them added strength, speed, and durability. Durability is an important one because that means they can last longer in battle and take more hits.
Son of a bitch!
So if we put a number on their power level, we're looking at around 200 million, depending on where they're at in their Super Saiyan journey. Remember, we started at around 18,000 in the Saiyan saga. It is a legendary achievement for them. They are really pushing the boundaries of their natural Saiyan capabilities. And before Goku's transformation on Namek, when he faced off with Frieza, an actual Super Saiyan was merely a myth to the Saiyan race, and it was believed to appear like Jesus once every 1,000 years. So obviously when you hear this, it's clear how unfathomable Super Saiyan is to actually achieve. After the Namek saga, Vegeta searched for Goku for over a year, he made his way back to planet Earth, and he trained for 3 years to become yellow. And it's safe to say that it did not come easy. He trained in a gravity chamber under 450 times the Earth's normal gravity, in a very strong attempt to catch up with the already newly ascended Goku. And keep in mind that Vegeta has no idea where Goku is. He doesn't know whether he's dead, he doesn't know whether he's alive. So as far as he knows, Goku's just getting stronger and stronger by the day. So Vegeta actually struggled so much that he went off-world to train in isolation. Most adults would say that Vegeta had a tantrum and he just went and had some quiet time. But anyway, while he was there, he got hit by a storm and it nearly ended him. He experienced some kind of awakening under a sense of complete and utter hopelessness. He had totally given up. He lost all sense of determination. He didn't care about becoming a Super Saiyan anymore. He was fully prepared to die under the threat in front of him. And what do you know? Out of nowhere, Vegeta blew up our screens and shot straight into Super Saiyan level 1. And it's ironic that the Super Saiyan ability is mostly triggered by rage, and really nobody has more burning rage than Vegeta. He's just so bent up and frustrated that he couldn't let it out. So it took a failure for him to actually be able to ascend. I do think that it's apparent or obvious that Goku has a lot more natural talent and a lot more S cells than Vegeta does. So Vegeta has to work quite a bit harder to get the same things that Goku gets, at least on the Super Saiyan scale anyway. So once Vegeta's ascended, he wastes 0 seconds using his new amplification against Android 19 in a cocky, one-sided, shit-talking fest that left this robot running for its life. Turns out machines do experience fear. And I find this interesting because Vegeta is usually opposed to defeating those weaker than him, but I feel like he needed this as like a mad flex after battling for so long to become Super Saiyan. He needed to nurture that damn ego a little bit. And it's not long after Vegeta wins this duel with Android 19 that he enters the hyperbolic time chamber with his teen son, Future Trunks. And after spending a year inside of the hyperbolic time chamber, mostly in Super Saiyan, he manages to become Super Vegeta, which is quite literally a bulky version of the normal Super Saiyan 1. No, I'm just joking. But it's actually the result of concentrating their ki, or their energy, through their nervous system and into their muscle fibers, making them substantially more swole, but with added oomph behind each hit and a bit of a speed increase too. So just to be clear, this is still Super Saiyan 1, but it is a higher grade. I just find it a shame that Vegeta couldn't exercise the same mindset and control that he did against Android 19 because he let his opponent's cell evolve into his final form. And this did result in Vegeta getting absolutely clapped by the newly formed Perfect Cell. And it's not really Vegeta's day at this point because at the same time Gohan is ascending to Super Saiyan level 2 and it just adds more fuel to the Vegeta fire over here. It's okay though because Vegeta eventually does reach new heights with the Super Saiyan 1 ability, reaching grade 3 and 4, which are both the same as his hyperbolic time chamber growth spurt, but with less output, so he gains a bit of stamina. So 7 years later we have the absolute pleasure of seeing Majin Vegeta ruin thousands of lives in an instant with his brand new Super Saiyan 2 Ascension. Majin Vegeta actually is my favorite Vegeta form, and I have a lot of reasons for it, and I do have a video for it right here that you can see. So Super Saiyan 2 multiplies base power by 100, or it simply doubles that of Super Saiyan 1. I like how Toriyama kept this nice and simple for us because it does get complex later on. We are talking huge numbers. We're talking about 6 billion on the Scouter that we don't even use anymore. No wonder he managed to blow a crater in the earth while he tried to destroy Majin Buu. I've also heard people say that they can't tell the difference between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2, but if you look closely, Super Saiyan 2 most usually has lightning surrounding the user. Y'all even notice the sound of Gohan newly ascended to Super Saiyan 2 and you can hear the lightning? That shit lives rent-free in my head. It is symbolic of a power oversurge, which is what Super Saiyan 2 is. So in my opinion, the lightning is a surefire way to tell where they're at on their Super Saiyan scale. Thank God they introduced blue and red later, am I right? Now I just want to throw in that when Beerus slapped Bulma in the face and Vegeta lost his shit at Beerus claimed that he had to use 10% of his power to fold Vegeta, which puts Vegeta above that of a Super Saiyan 3 at that point. Now that is the start of Dragon Ball Super, and this is where we move on to Super Saiyan God. And we see this mostly in Vegeta's battle with Broly, where he ascends through Super Saiyan Yellow and then straight into Super Saiyan God, and what we could call one of his more flashy power-ups. It looks really glorious, and he is pretty damn powerful. A lot of people ask,
why didn't Vegeta do the ritual like Goku did?
Well, just like everything, Vegeta struggled for it. No, but really, he undertook some very extreme divine training with Whis over on planet Beerus. So the thing about a Super Saiyan God is it's not really an ascension like that of Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan God is actually the access to the key of the gods. So while it does give Vegeta a power boost of, are you ready for this? 4 quintillion, and it has a base multiplier of 80 million. It's not actually part of his natural power. So something worth noting is Vegeta appears quite a lot leaner at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, and we can attribute that mostly to number 1 design, but number 2 the fact that Super Saiyan God actually sheds kilos off them, and it also makes them appear younger. And if we think about this, it is a base level Saiyan with the key of the gods overlaying them, so it does make sense that they're not all bulky and ripped like they were in Dragon Ball Z. But do you know what looks cooler than Super Saiyan God Red? Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Oh my god, I'm gonna be dreaming about Super Saiyans. It's actually better known as Super Saiyan Blue anyway. We first see Vegeta transform into Super Saiyan Blue in a very juicy revenge fight with the newly powered up Golden Frieza, and just like most of Vegeta's power-ups, he reveals it in the most terrifying manner as a means of taunting and emotionally overthrowing his opponent. I think it's safe to say that this worked. Frieza is dead-ass traumatized by these boys. So Super Saiyan Blue is the widest used form in that of Dragon Ball Super. It's a strong upgrade from Red Super Saiyan God. It's quite literally Super Saiyan God Red with yellow Super Saiyan overlaying it.
Well, why is it blue then when red and yellow make orange?
Well, it seems that it is mostly design because Super Saiyan is yellow, and if they made this orange, it would just be too similar. But it seems that it's also designed to allude to the fact that he's aligned with deity power, and most deities do have some kind of purple or blue correlation. So in Super Saiyan Blue, we are up in the hundreds of quintillions. Now, some perspective here. 1 quintillion is a billion billions. And let's remember that Super Saiyan 1 had a multiplication factor of 50, and Super Saiyan God Blue multiplies by hundreds of billions. And I feel like it's worth talking about the fact that these multipliers are relatively void, because in Dragon Ball Super, they either win or they damn well lose. And they mostly do win, up until the Tournament of Power where Goku and Vegeta do a tandem face-off against the insanely powerful Jiren. And this is where we see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Now this upgrade is exclusive to Vegeta. Goku never does it.
Oh, but Vegeta's just a new blue.
Well, he's actually royal blue, get it? Because he's a royal. But aside from being a deeper shade of blue, the main characteristics of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution are bigger muscles, thank goodness, because he was getting a little on the lean side. His hair becomes spikier. Don't ask me how. He's got the spikiest hair in all of anime. How did they make this spikier? And if you take a close look, it is actually spikier. Same as when he was in Super Saiyan 2. But on top of the muscles and the spikier hair, he actually does have this beautiful aura surrounding him with little exploding bits, which actually adds to the excitement of the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Now this form is said to be on par with Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, which we see at the exact same time as Vegeta evolving into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. The numbers for Vegeta here are up in the sectillion. How much is a sectillion, I hear you ask? 1,000 million, or a trillion billion. Do you know how hard I had to Google that? So this incredible power-up comes from one of his many moments of honor, where he digs deep as a warrior within himself as a means of keeping a promise to Kaba, a Saiyan from their sister universe, Universe 6, and he also uses it against the God of Destruction apprentice Toppo, where he actually punches through Toppo's Hakai. Now let's remember, Hakai destroys souls. It's the power of the God of Destruction. So you could say Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is stronger than Toppo. Now also a fun fact about this form is it allowed Vegeta to use his final conclusion Ki Oversurge technique that he used against Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z. The only difference is in Dragon Ball Z it killed him. In Dragon Ball Super, it doesn't kill him. We see this in his fight with Toppo. Piccolo knows exactly what's going down because he's seen it before. He thinks Vegeta's about to die. And I think it's safe to say we're all relieved that Vegeta lives through it this time, because nobody needs another Majin Vegeta self-destruction experience. I'm not crying, you're crying. Okay, so quick recap. We started in base form, we went to Ozaru form, which was a 10 times multiplier. We then trained for several years. We went to Super Saiyan 1, which was a 50 times multiplier. Super Saiyan 2, 100 times multiplier. We then went to Super Saiyan God, which was billions. And then we went to Super Saiyan God Blue, which was trillions. And then we went to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which was just out the gate. We do know that Vegeta becomes Ultra Ego in the manga, but as I've said, this is anime only, so I'm not really going to cover that. We will once it's animated though, don't you worry. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really loved making it for you. If you're one of my subscribers, then thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment because let's face it, helps the algorithm and we're all here to grow. I'll see you inside of a future video. Have a great day.